All right, let's do this. You voted for it, so let's run a Minecraft Bedrock server in a Docker container. Let's see if this will work. I tested it all out. I'm pretty sure we'll get there, but let's do it. So, are there any announcements before we go in? The only thing we had was the votes, and that's what we're doing. I'm not going to check if there's some crazy thing in the votes that happened last second because I'm not prepared for any other lecture. So at this point, this is what we're doing. All right, so we want to run. Is this how? Oh, it's going to autocomplete for me anyway. This is how you do anything. You all know this by now, but you just start with Google. How to run a Minecraft Bedrock server in a Docker container. Nah, we know how Docker works. We just need to know how to run a Minecraft Bedrock server. And the first hit is right from Minecraft.net. Run a Minecraft Bedrock server. And you can run it in Windows or Ubuntu. I could run it on my Mac, but why don't I run it on the Mac? Oh, because I won't have a static IP. So what we do, actually let me run it on the Mac anyway. No, let's not do that. So what you do is download maybe I'll do that at the end if there's time. But we download the server for Ubuntu, and we'll run it in Ubuntu. For that, we're going to download it and run this command. And that's it. It's actually, I really buckled down. I'm like, all right, I'm going to figure out how to do this and everything. And then you download the thing and run one command. It's actually pretty easy, pretty simple to set up. I was happy about that. So to get a Minecraft Bedrock server, we're going to download and then run that command. But I'm not going to do it on my machine. I could set it up on my Mac here. But instead, I'm going to copy this download link. And I'm going to go into a server. I don't have DigitalOcean open right here. I'm going to go into a server. I'm not even logged in. What am I doing? I am logged in. It lied to me. I got this third droplet that I got just for this class, which has the recommended specs for a Minecraft server. And we're going to SSH into this server. So I'm going to go into this one, 146.190.76235. Bless you. So when people want to connect to my server, like if you want to connect to my server, that'll be, I can't guarantee how long it'll stay up. If people use it, I don't know, I might leave it up. But I'll at least leave it up during the lecture. So I want to SSH into that IP address. Get this bigger so y'all can see it. I want to SSH into that IP address, which should just be my last command. 146.190.76235. Can we revisit DDoSing since it was a bit messy? No, I got all the points out there that I wanted to make. Like I got to say everything. We just didn't get to see the live demo. Like the live demo didn't work as well as I had hoped or at all. But I got to say everything that I wanted to say. All the content was out there, even if the demo didn't back it up. And we're moving on to Minecraft. So I have my server, and I did test on the server, but I purposely wiped everything away. So I have a brand new, fresh server right here. This is how you'll get a droplet, which I don't know why they pre-install Snap here, but I ain't going to complain. That Snap is on there when you first get a Docker container, or a DigitalOcean droplet. And this is more accurate to what you'll do on your project if you haven't started deploying your server yet. You get a DigitalOcean droplet. This will go through all the steps that you have to do to set it up, which is very little. So I want to, for example, run Docker. But Docker doesn't exist, but I just try it, and it says you can install Docker like this. So installing Docker is the first thing you'll want to do. Snap install Docker. You don't even have to remember the commands. You just try to run Docker, and it says, you didn't do this yet. You didn't install it. And we're going to install it. So installing Docker is the first thing you'll want to do. We're not going to go into Docker quite yet. because I just want to test out how this thing works. Whenever I'm trying to deploy something in a Docker container, I'll usually, not all the time, depending on the exact situation, but I'll usually try to get it running outside of a Docker container and then try to get it inside a Docker container. So let's do exactly that. So you can see like the steps involved. And hey, we have Docker installed now. Docker PS, I'll have nothing running because it's a brand new instance of Ubuntu with a brand new instance of Docker. Nothing's running yet. But I want to download that zip file that I have the link for in my clipboard. So I copied the download link for that for Minecraft, and I actually want to create a new directory for this. Make dir. Actually got permissions issues when I did this in my home directory. I don't know. I'm going to avoid it right here though. Minecraft. I can spell Minecraft. cd Minecraft. And I'm going to use the command wget, which is going to download a file off of the internet. Just wget, and I'm going to paste that link that I copied. And, oh, it already finished. I love how fast computers are these days. Something like that you think would be a long time to do doesn't take that long. Then I'm going to unzip this. I'm just going to run unzip because I know it's not installed and I forget the command, and it's as simple as I would expect. Install unzip. So I'm going to install unzip, which takes a lot longer than downloading an entire Minecraft server. And then I'll unzip my file. Oops. Oh, no, that did work. I'll unzip my file. That's going to extract all of the files inside this zip. And I have all of my Minecraft files right here. And I'm actually going to remove the zip itself, just so that doesn't clutter up my Docker container at all. You don't have to delete the zip, but I just like to reduce clutter whenever I can. So I have all these files that I need, and I'm ready to go back to yield internet. Grab this command that runs my server. Did I grab it? I didn't think I did. I missed. Copy. Go over here. Paste. And it should give me an error. Oh, make me a liar. And I'm running a Minecraft server. I expected an error there. We will get an error later, don't worry. So I'm running a Minecraft server, and that is, now we didn't do this in Docker, so we're not done, but if all you want to do is run a Minecraft server, it's kind of QED right there. Oh man, look at all this stuff. I'll go to DigitalOcean. So then I go back to DigitalOcean. I'm going to unplug this. I'm going to plug this in. Where I'm playing Minecraft. So this is a local world, so let me get out of here. Save and quit. Beat up 2 spiders while I was waiting for lecture. I'm proud of myself. I'm going to go to servers. Don't judge me. These are my daughter's servers that she joined, so they're all cutesy and stuff. I'm going to add a server. Can I steal the name Jesse Craft? I don't think I can do that. 312 Craft. I think that's just whatever name I want to call it locally. 146 190 76235. Then I'm using the default port 190.132. And if all goes right, I should be able to connect to this server and play Minecraft hosted on my server in a DigitalOcean droplet that's hosted in New York City. And hey, here I am. And if I go to, you can't see that, so I can, play Minecraft. I'm going to dig straight down. That's what they say you should do, is always dig straight down. I'm breaking this stone. Okay. And if we switch back over, there's going to be a pain switching back and forth, but we'll live. So I tried getting Minecraft running on my Mac, which would have made this part smoother, but I was unsuccessful. Oh, the cable came out. Damn it. The cable came out of the adapter. Sitting here waiting on it. All right, so back over here, if I go look at my server, I spawned in. Hey, Pumpkin SSZ. Nice. We're playing Minecraft. So we can see that people are connecting to my server, hosted in New York City. Yeah, I created the server here and connected to it here, and someone connected to it out there. But I used my laptop to SSH into something over in New York City. I forget which way east is, but somewhere over there, I think. Got the server running in New York City and then connected to it over the internet all the way to New York City. Hello, friend. Oh, I can't. I brought a controller and I couldn't get it connected, so I'm trying to do it with the keyboard, and I'm not used to that. But I am going to shut down this server, sadly, because we got to run this in Docker. It's not the same if we're not all the way in Docker. That's what the people demanded, and that is what we will do. So 12 minutes and we got the server running on a dedicated server with a static IP, but let's take that to the next level. So I want to create a Docker container for this server. For that, I'm going to use, should I use VI for, no, I used VI last time for Ethan. I'm going to use Pico this time. Pico Docker file, and I'm going to create a Docker file for my server. So I'm going to use an Ubuntu instance, Ubuntu 22.04. What's the latest Ubuntu? 22.10? I'll stick with 04 then, I guess. And then I'm in the directory with all of my files, all the files for the server. So I'm going to copy ... I'm just going to copy them all into the container. And then my command that I'll run, where all semester it was the command that actually runs your server. The command I want to run is that command that I use to start the server. It's just not a web server here. It's a Minecraft server. Now this won't work, but I want to show you the process I had to go through setting this up. Hit the wrong button. Apparently I've been using more VI than Pico lately. And then we want to Docker, and I'm not going to use Docker Compose, so we're not going to just Docker Compose up. We could set that up, but it's only one container, so it seemed like a waste to me. So I'm not going to bother with that. We're going to do it the old-fashioned way, Docker build -t. I'm going to call it Minecraft, because why not? And then dot to specify the build path, which is the current directory. And we're going to build this Docker container with all of my Minecraft stuff in there. And then Docker run Minecraft. Right? Yeah. Which again won't work for those of you who are keeping up. It won't work for two different reasons. One of them is this one. So there's a dependency. You go through the documentation, but the website that just said download the thing and run the thing. And we did that. That's what we did in our Docker container, but we have an undocumented dependency. I searched up this when I got this error. I'm like, yo, what the hell? And there are forums that say, yeah, they have an undocumented dependency. You need this library for things to work, this libcurl library. Without that library, it's not going to work for you. You're not going to be able to run Minecraft. So the Minecraft server needs this dependency. It was pre-installed in Ubuntu, which might be why it's undocumented, because it's just there with Ubuntu. But for whatever reason, when we run it in this Docker container, this Ubuntu Docker container does not have the dependency. But no big deal. We know how to do this. We're going to go into our Docker container, and we're going to do run apt get install libcurl to install that dependency, build, and we should get an error on step 3 here, and it's unable to locate package libcurl. Oh crap. So I'll save you the monotony, I'll save you the Google search, and when you get to that part, eventually you figure out, well, it's libcurl 3 that it depends on, but 3 has been deprecated. That also doesn't exist, so you have to do libcurl 4 for this to actually work. And that's one of the things, like, this should be super easy, and on the droplet it was, but that's one of the issues where I think let me rephrase that, it's very tempting to give up. Like, if I was just doing this on my own, like, I wonder what it's like to spin up a Minecraft server in a Docker container. That's probably, might be where I'm tempted to give up and just be like, never mind, I'll go do something else now with my time. So it's one of them things just that we come across all the time in development that just gets a little bit irritating of why I can't install this thing. And eventually, after several rounds of Google and reading forums and documentation and everything, you'll get apt update fix missing. So my apt repository doesn't have the latest packages in it. So I have to update apt, and then apt-get will have libcurl 4, and then we'll get there. So this gets a little more complicated when we're in the Docker file, just because there are these little things that probably very few people ran into unless they did this specific thing. But you're going to run into certain things that make things just a little bit more challenging. Not too bad. Like, we'll get there. Hey, spoilers. I said there were 2 things wrong. So this is the first one. So we got there. So we got installed libcurl. We got our dependency. We should be able to run Docker run Minecraft. Oh, come on. Oh, I didn't do the -y. Thank you. That's what I get for not reading the output. So whenever you're installing something in a Docker container, when you install something, it's going to say, "Are you sure?" Which I typed the command, "Yeah, I'm sure." But if you do this -y, it won't ask you. It'll just say, "Yep, this person's sure." So let's do our -y and then build. Yeah, so it asked and then aborted because I didn't give it an answer. But now it should install. Now we should be good. Docker run Minecraft. And there we get our output that we had before. It's going to run our server and get our output that says, "Hey, server's running." If you try to connect to this right now, it's not going to work. And why won't it work? Yeah, I didn't expose any ports. This is running. It's a full Minecraft server waiting for connections. but I never exposed the port to the outside world, so nobody's going to be able to connect to it. Oh, and I really jammed this up, didn't I? So when I'm running this in a Docker container, it doesn't like to quit, no matter how hard I try. So I'm going to open a new window. I'm going to make it big so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to Max history pisses me off. It doesn't actually show your history. It only shows history for your current session. I gotta go all the way over here. I gotta copy this. This is torture. And then SSH root at my IP. And I got my SSH key set up, so it should just log in with no password. And then Docker PS. I'm going to grab this container ID and Docker stop, and that should give me, after a little bit of time, should give me access to my other terminal window again. But I have to stop it outside of that window. So I don't have to change the firewall of the droplet at all, but I'm only, just like you have to expose 8080, you have to map the port. I have to do the same thing here. So I'm going to run this again. I'm going to use my -p. We do this inside the Docker compose file these days, but you still have to expose the port. And the very first time I showed Docker files, I actually exposed the port from within the Docker file. But if you use the -p or use a Docker compose file, it will expose the port for you as it's doing the mapping. So I need to expose the port. Oh no. Nicholas.
I don't know if the Bedrock one is different than the Java.
Is it different than the Java one? Oh, man. Let me look over here. I forgot off the top of my head. I think it's 132.2.3. Oops. 19.132. 19.132. 19.132. So I'm going to map my local port 19.132 to 19.132, oh my goodness, inside the container. Now any connection for that port from outside is going to get to that port inside my container, so I can actually get connections. But not quite. There's one last thing that we need. The last thing that I ran into when doing this, why did I do it like that? Now I got to go to my other terminal again. So I'll save you I'm not going to switch around my things. I'll save you the trouble and everything. If you try to connect to that, it's not going to work. So Docker PS again. We're going to get the new container ID, Docker stop, and then give it some time. Well, Docker decides to stop. Got my terminal back. And the last thing that we need, because I thought this would work, but as it turns out, Minecraft does use UDP. So we have to specify that port mapping is for UDP instead of TCP, or else it's not going to work the way we want it to. And I'm going to take this one step further so I don't lose my window again. Actually, no, I'm not going to, because I want to see the output. And run this mapping UDP. And now we should be going inside a Docker container. So now I'm ready to switch back. Actually goes pretty quick when I don't do it wrong. Join the server. And I'm playing again. I really wish my controller would work. I don't know how to... Oops. I'm sorry, friend. Oops. Oh, that's throw. How do I place something? Right click. Okay. Let's dig straight up now. And we're going to jump and right-click. Oh, man, that's hard to do. On a touchpad, at least. How do I save you? I'll build a lamp, a radar. Oh, I can't talk. I'll build a staircase. Pumpkins. At least they got out. We're going to get you out of there. Hey, all right. We did it. Yes, I like the excitement. Clapping. Nice. Okay. I'll follow along. Sure. It's only halfway through. We got this. There's one more thing I want to show, but we got plenty of time. So let's play some Minecraft. I know it looks like I have no idea what I'm doing, but I swear I'm just, it's slow. I think we can make it. Oh my God. This is that actually the way it's supposed to be? I just thought that was an unloaded block, or an unloaded chunk. Oh, but sometimes you get to the edge where it just didn't load in and you see the edge of the walls like that. I don't even think that's what's happening here. I just thought the server couldn't power it fast enough or something. Hey, hello, fish. I can barely move around right now. I need my controller. Or at least a mouse. I have no mouse either. And I lost my friend. Does anyone know how to speedrun? You know all the... Doesn't that involve generating a bunch of worlds first so you get a good seed? I will avenge you. This wasn't even the one that did it, but I'm getting... Oh, there's a lot of them. All right. Let's head back over here. And make sure the cable's in. Oh, get in there. You'll be missed. And run commands into the Docker container after it's already started. I don't know if I'm advanced enough. I can in Docker. I don't know how to run the commands in Minecraft. Don't you run them in the actual game? All right, so Docker PS. Docker PS. And there's nothing there. I am back on my desktop, on my laptop. Docker PS for a third time. And I want to Docker stop the server. So I can get my thing back. By the way, I just realized I never tested this part, so hopefully this works. And I want to run this again. Ooh, how am I going to do this? Let me do it this way. I'm going to run this again, but I'm going to run it in detached mode so I don't keep losing my terminal and having to stop the thing again. So I'm going to run it in detached mode. Oops. Docker PS. Docker. So the reason it's doing that is I already have I have multiple Docker containers. Every time I was running that, I'm building a new Docker container based on the Minecraft image. So what I want to do instead is go to this one. I want to go to the container that I was just running, and I want to reuse that one. I don't want to lose my Minecraft world. We made a lot of progress there. I don't want to lose any of that progress. So let's go into this container, Docker start this container. And now I have full control over my terminal. I didn't lose it. And more importantly, when I log off, like I can log off or get kicked off or a broken pipe or whatever without shutting down the whole server. It's just running in the background forever now. But there's some other things we can do here. I'm gonna bounce into the container, Docker exec-it the ID, and then bash. And now I'm inside the container, and I can see all the files that I have inside this container. All the files we copied in, and then some more that looks like were created when we started running the server. But the big thing I'm interested in right now is server properties. And here I don't have Pico, sadly, so I will have to use VI. Docker containers are made to be VI not found. Oh, Docker containers are made to be as lightweight as possible, so they're not going to have all the nice programs that we have. And apparently not VI. How do I edit things? Nano is not going to exist. Think so? What does that even mean? It's not going to have Emacs. Doesn't have VI. I've never seen anything that doesn't have VI. I just used the Ubuntu. I've never used an Ubuntu container that didn't just have VI installed. Yeah, I guess I could install VI. Use what? I do have sed. I've never used sed before. Is that going to be the easiest way to do this? All right, apt. We should have already. Yeah, I already did the update when it built the thing. Oh man, I've never been this stuck before. Well, that's a lie. I've been more stuck than this before. But I don't even have an idea. Oh yeah, we didn't try that yet. Bim. Okay, now we're in business. So here, this is a big old configuration file where we can change all our configurations. So if we want to do, let's say we want to switch to creative. I think creative is more fun sometimes, depending on what you're into at that moment. So creative, we can build all kinds of crazy stuff. Creative, easy sounds fine. I think creative, there are no enemies anyway, right? Is that true? Or can you just not die? Okay. Max player is 100, sure. We can change the port if for some reason you want to change your port. We're not going to bother. We could encrypt everything on 33. We're not gonna. The maximum allowed view distance and number of chunks. 32 sounds like a lot. Aren't chunks huge? Okay. Idle timeout 30. That's got to be in minutes, right? Yeah, in minutes. Next threads. If somebody has a set seed, then they want a speed run. We don't have time for a speed run. Well, depending on how good you are, I guess. Default player permission level member sounds fine. Sounds like you'll probably get a lot of permissions to break things. Texture pack. Compression stuff. Anything else interesting in here that we should be changing? I don't think so. Oh my goodness. I swear I hit escape. All right, and now I think we got to restart the server somehow. This is the part that I'm less sure of. I'm just going to restart Docker. Docker ps. Docker stop. I could have just done restart, but I didn't think of it in time. And Docker start. Docker ps. And I'll just check over here quick. I don't want to switch over again. Or do I? I don't want to keep switching back and forth. Yeah. So that took. So now we have our new settings on the server. Is there anything else I want to show here? Maybe I will just go back to Minecraft. So we went into the container. So just to recap what we did, we bounced into the container. We made changes to the file inside the container and got back out of the container, restarted it, and then got those new settings in our game. And now we're in creative mode, and if I knew the right buttons to hit, I could. I'm sure I could do something, but without my controller, I'm useless. So we can change configurations on our server, and let me just verify. But yeah, my staircase is still there, and it is the same thing. I'll switch back, but I don't have anything else to show. So let's just do this. I couldn't think of a lecture question. I was too busy messing around with servers and stuff. Let me put up the lecture question, then I'll switch back and just play some Minecraft. Anybody have questions? Everyone ready to host their own server now? I'm curious how much that DigitalOcean droplet will hold up. I think it probably should, but getting dedicated hardware, getting your own hardware would be the way to go if you want to host one longer term. Yeah, so you install the software on your machine, and your machine will constantly ping no IP and say, this is what my IP address is, this is what my IP address is. And if it ever changes, no IP updates its table. And says, point to the new thing. What's that? Yeah, it goes through. It walks you through pretty good in the tutorial. All right, I'm going to play some Minecraft, but that'll be officially the end of lecture if you want to go. And I'm going to switch over to the other one and just hang out for a bit. Oh, it's nighttime. I'm going to die. So this is the same world. Even though I went in and restarted the container, it's still the same world, so you can change your configurations and still have the same world. So I still have my staircase here that I built. Didn't lose any progress. Except I am probably going to die. Oh, yeah. What did happen to our creative mode? And where do I do that? Okay. But the reason I say the changes took is because it does say out of 100 here. So we did get the max players updated. So I join the server and then do that? Yeah. Okay. I do. Oh my goodness. Like this? Died. I did not enable cheats. Yeah. How do I get to the console? Oh, yeah, I'm not going to bother. We'll just be in survival. I want it to not be night anymore. It's cheating, Nicholas. God. All right, I might just not play. I can't handle that with the touchpad. Yeah, I can't do anything with the touchpad. I'm just done. It won't connect. I want to use the controller badly. I don't think anybody's even in here with me, so.
I don't have this edition of Minecraft. Next week you should do a job.
It was Bedrock that was voted for. My hands are tied.
I know, you gotta do what the people vote for, just like when you did Produce Palm.
Yeah, you got yours. You got what you wanted before. Oh, I thought I had him. Slash game. Oh my God. This. Just let me play. That's I changed it to creative mode though. I shouldn't have to enable cheats. Can what? Can I do it in the? I'll do it in the terminal here. How do I do that? Okay. How do I get into that terminal first? Okay. I think I'll table that. I think I'll just call it at that. All right. Well. Yeah. Bedrock is what was voted for. All right. I'm calling it there. My brain can't handle anymore anyway. Have a great weekend, everyone. And presentations, don't forget presentations start